this is Manirabu from Batam. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
I'm Sela Sadakau from Vatukola. I only listen to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Golavinaka, I'm Vale and I'm working at Golden Grove Resort, and I love listening to Gold FM because it plays a really wide range of classic music.
I'm Saini Sakio from Kashmir Lotoka. I like Gold FM, but only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Good evening, I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. This is FPC News. Tonight, marijuana farmers arrested in Navosa. Prime Minister renews his message for the equal treatment of women. And hundreds graduate from Fiji National University TVAT program. Well, alleged marijuana farmers have been arrested as part of the Operation Davuraka in the highlands of Navosa. Police Commissioner Brigadier General Setiveni Gileon reveals apart from the drug farming charges, the suspects and their wives are in custody for allegedly threatening officers. Pranita Prakash reports.
The alleged drug cultivators and their wives will be produced in court in due course. Brigadier General Giliho says threats against policemen and women will not be tolerated.
For those people that are threatening those who are passing information to us and threatening the police directly, we will come for you. We will not take that lying down. As I got in yesterday, there was some threat that was directed through one of the wives of the farmers towards them, and I made sure that they went out and got them while I was still there. We will not entertain any threats against the lawful authority here in Fiji.
Commissioner Giliho says unarmed military personnel are helping police because they are able to adapt the rugged terrain and assist police. He has denounced Sodelpa MP Mosese Mbulitavo's comment on why confiscated drugs are destroyed before being presented in court as evidence. Brigadier General Giliho says his police officers are following all necessary procedures and processes and a government analyst in the highlands testing all samples.
With us, who does the analysis, everything is recorded, and that is what we've produced in court. We don't have to physically haul down all those plants. It's a big task. The terrain is very rugged, and like we've said, we don't have assets where we can fly out these trucks. So there's other ways of doing that.
Operation Davuraka will continue for the time being, and Brigadier General Giliho says his officers will be based in Navosa for quite a while. More than 30,000 marijuana plants were uprooted from 16 farms in Navosa last week. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Now, Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama has reiterated the need to reduce violence against women while addressing graduates of the Fiji National University's Sustainable Livelihood Project. Bainimarama was chief guest at the village of his birth, Cuva, in Tailevu yesterday. Senia Nimboila reports.
Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama has used almost every public engagement to speak about Fiji's poor record on the treatment of women and children. It was no difference at Cuva Tailevu, calling for women and children to be treated fairly.
There is a need for all of us Fijians to treat our women and children with more love and respect. You all have heard me saying that real men don't hit women. They look out for them, care for them and value their opinions, love them and do everything they can to give them confidence they need to be successful in life.
The Prime Minister called on the graduates to use their skills for nation building, find jobs and become productive. Bainimarama has called on rural communities to lead by example.
You should all take lead on the issues of violence against women. Lead by examples in your various communities. With that, we have a better chance of improving the status of our women, the heart of our families, and our children, the future of our nation.
Cuva village headman Mosese Varisikete says the village has adopted measures to care for its women and children.
We have been supporting the Prime Minister in trying to reduce violence against women and children. Here in Cuva village, we always work together with our women during community work and other occasions. We don't leave them behind. We always value our women and children.
Bainimarama adds the government is doing all it can to try and provide for the people of Fiji.
Bainimarama adds we must remain united above all else as we build our nation. The graduates today are from the Tikina of Mbau, Buretu, and the Tikina of Nakelo. Sainia Nimboila, FBC News.
The government won't entertain people relying entirely on government assistance throughout their lives. Permanent Secretary for Poverty Alleviation Dr. Joe Koroivueta says disadvantaged Fijians will be empowered to stand on their own 2 feet, and those who can will have to look after themselves.
The Poverty Alleviation Ministry has had to assess which families genuinely need long-term assistance and those which can look after their own needs.
The Fijian government, one of the key core values is the promotion of a self-reliance community. And this has been very much heralded in the words of our Honorable Prime Minister, that we do not want to build up a generation that is dependent, a generation that is so much reliant on free handouts.
Dr. Joe Koroivueta was speaking at the graduation ceremony of the Sustainable Livelihood Program on Bau Island. 298 villagers learned trade skills over a 2-week period. Dr. Koroivueta says there are people who need lessly rely on taxpayers' money when they can put in some hard work and become independent.
We as a ministry are testimony that we deal with a portion of our clientele, portion of our people who basically will hunger to live on the handouts from the Fijian government.
The TVET program by the Fijian National University provides skills in 15 disciplines, including plumbing, electrical wiring, screen printing, and a host of others.
And it's totally free for everybody who's coming in for the program. It's fully funded by government, and the main purpose is to bring it to rural communities, isolated islands, isolated villages, for the benefit of people in the villages, to provide skills for them so that they can help themselves, help their neighbors, help their communities, help the village, and help people around them.
Similar programs are being run in other parts of Fiji. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Police are looking for a couple who went missing on Thursday. Yuri Shipalin and his wife Natalia, who are originally from Russia, were last seen at their farm in Mulumulo up in the Nusuri Highland Road, Nadi. They left in their grey metallic Land Cruiser registration Pilot and never returned home. They were reported missing by their business partner who lives on the farm. Now, members of the public with information are requested to call Crime Stoppers on 919. The Waimaro nursing station in Neitasiri has reopened after 4 months since it was destroyed by TC Winston. Health Minister Chone Usamate used the event as an opportunity to commend civil servants who went out of their way to serve people in need in the days after the cyclone. Ritika Pratap reports.
Medical assistance was one of the most immediate needs of people in Waimaro Neitasiri once Tropical Cyclone Winston had passed. While opening the rebuilt nursing station, Minister Chone Usamate paid tribute to the one staff who put others' needs first.
I wish to share the experience of our staff nurse here, Asana Rika. And she had to go through the terror of having to hide in the bathroom with her family. She could hear things flying around and even felt part of her roof blown away. When she came out the next day, the nursing station that I'm standing on was completely destroyed. But this did not stop her from providing health services to patients, and she got straight into the work by setting up an interim clinic from her dwelling quarters.
Usamate says there are similar stories across the cyclone-affected parts of Fiji, where everyday people have emerged as heroes.
And I'm proud to say that we have a lot of unsung heroes in the Ministry of Health. Not only in the Ministry of Health, but all across the government services, people that met with the full brunt of the cyclone and were able to carry out tasks, their responsibilities without flinching, looking after our people.
The Waimaro nursing station looks after a population of over 2,000 people, including 8 villages and 18 settlements. The Australian government-funded nursing station was built by Habitat for Humanity and can withstand Category 4 cyclones. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Coming up on FBC News, more blood donors needed in Fiji. And journalists given insights into financial reporting. Stay with us.
FM rocks.
My name is Navosa and I'm from Lotoka and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Ulamila. I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM. It rocks in Raki.
I'm Mary from Mandera. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
We love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Welcome back. You're with FBC News. Now, more than 13,000 people are regular blood donors, but the Health Ministry hopes this will grow in order to maintain a constant supply at the Fiji Blood Bank. World Blood Donor Day was celebrated in Nasinu today.
The Health Ministry wants as many people as possible to become blood donors. It's often the most basic requirement for doctors to save the lives of critical patients.
WHO aims to have 2 to 3% of the population to become blood donors so that they can meet the nation's most basic requirements for blood. And in Fiji, I understand, we currently sit at 1.56% as blood donors and 88% voluntary, non-remunerated blood donors by 2015. I was doing my calculation. 2% of the population of Fiji, that's about 16 to 17,000 people.
Not a day goes by that blood transfusions don't occur at hospitals around Fiji.
Our mothers and our women, they are the vulnerable groups. They are required to have blood on standby during the process of delivery or childbirth.
There are also hundreds of people with chronic illnesses who need blood donations, as do accident victims.
We also have children suffering from anemia. We also have our population who have cancers, who need blood every now and then to give them the quality of life that they need.
Dr. Tuidakau says Fijians need to become ambassadors for blood donation because it does save lives. The ministry is also working on quality standards and has assured that all blood supplied to hospitals is safe. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
The Navosa Northern Crime Prevention Carnival is set to kick off in a week's time. The carnival was launched in Navosa this week. Eleanor Trangaivu has more.
7 queens will vie for the 2016 Northern Navosa Crime Prevention Carnival crown. Carnival Committee Chair Satish Kumar says the aim of the carnival is to help stop crime.
We speak on crime. We want not only the Northern Division but all over Fiji that we want to live in peace. We want to live not in a cage in your own house so that we can sleep or we can sit without any fear.
Apart from the 7 queen contestants, there are also 4 king contestants, 14 contestants and 6 contestants in the princess category. They have chosen different issues relating to crime to advocate and create awareness on during the carnival.
The reason why I am interested to take part in this Navosa Crime Prevention Carnival 2016 is that I would like to give a hand in helping police officers and other government organizations to help stop child abuse.
The topic that I'm going to be advocating on this year is violence against children, because it is one of the major issues that is rising in our community today.
The very reason I want to be part of this crime prevention carnival is I want to advocate on the issue.
Known as the only festival to bring the whole of Ononebu together, the Navosa Northern Crime Prevention Carnival will start next Saturday, the 25th of June, with a float procession through Navosa town from 1 p.m. Eleanor Turangaivu, FBC News.
The Fiji Media Association and ANZ today collaborated to share insights into the banking sector and global economy to help inform local reporters on key industry issues. The workshop, attended by journalists, looked at basic financials, global banking trends and opportunities for the region in the Asian century. ANZ Chief Executive Fiji, Saud Minam, says the workshop also provided an opportunity to create a bond with the local media.
Make sure that we understand each other and we create that friendship and the relationship among two businesses or the two partners would be a financial institution as well as the association of media. So I think it's important to have the transparent and a very close relationship whereby we can understand and communicate better in going forward.
Media representatives from Fiji Broadcasting Corporation, PAC News Island Business, Fiji Sun, My Life, Fiji Television, Business Melanesia and the Fiji Times attended the workshop organised by ANZ in Suva. A wood and corrugated iron house of a 42-year-old farmer of Vunilongolongo settlement Nasanga outside Lambasa was destroyed in a fire on Thursday morning. The farmer and his wife were working outside their home when the fire started. It's alleged to have started from their bedroom where their 4-year-old daughter was playing with a gas lighter, which set books and a mattress on fire. Coming up in sports after the break, Flying Fijians win Pacific Nations Cup and qualify to the 2019 Rugby World Cup. And we have the latest from the Vodafone Fiji Fact. This and more after the break.
आपको खरगंगा के रंजिला का नमस्कार। रेडियो फिजी की सुंदर सुंदर यादों का खजाना एकदम बचपन के दिन याद करा देते हैं।
हमारा नाम जोनी नायडू है, हम रहता है मलोलो में और हम टैक्सी ड्राइवर है। हम सब टाइम अपन टैक्सी में रेडियो फिजी 2 सुनता प्रोग्राम।
हम सिंगाटोका के हैं, हमारा नाम है रोजी। हम लोग यहाँ पे रेडियो फिजी 2 सुनता है।
राम राम, मैं रेमस प्रसाद बोलता हूँ, तब वतन में कोई रहता हूँ। मैं जब भी सुना रेडियो फिजी 2 ही सुनता हूँ।
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
Welcome to FPC Sports. Now, the Vodafone Flying Fijians have successfully retained the Pacific Nations Cup by defeating Samoa 26-16 in Suva today. Fiji trailed 16-10 at the break. Captain Sunia Koto and Patrick Osborne scored for Fiji in the match, while Seramayambai kicked 16 points. Well, the win also means Fiji has qualified for the 2019 Rugby World Cup in Japan. In another international test today, Georgia edged Tonga 23-20. And Fiji plays Georgia this Friday in an international test match. Well, Nadi is the first team to qualify for the semi-finals of the Vodafone Fiji Fact after a 2-0 win over Bar in the last hour. Here are the goals from that match.
We see the sun into the face of the Bar defenders and the Nandi attackers. Corner kick. And a good one, a header through by Iliki Rabosai. A great one, and in the 34th minute of play, it was well rehearsed by Iliki Rabosai. He nodded it in. No Bar players were with him, and in the 34th minute of play, Iliki Rabosai has put the Jacks professional valuation sponsored Nandi side up by 1-0. Field. Start again. Avinaswamy slow as Gasevakatini drives, and Avinaswamy's mistake. Napoleon Gasevakatini steals it away from him, and in the 18th minute of play he drove it, gave Sosaya Ratu no chance at all.
The Lautoka football side recorded its second win in as many matches, defeating Nandronga 2-1 today. Valerio Nawatu put the Blues ahead, but Daniela Rambunu equalised for the Stallions. Sarah Singh scored the winner for the Sugar City side late in the match. While the Rewa football side beat Draketi 1-0 in their second match to keep its chances alive in the Vodafone Fiji Fact. After conceding 2 goals in the last 9 minutes against Bar last night, the Delta Tigers came back strongly today. Jonatani Buck scored the winner in the first half. And in the match of day 1, Bar came from 2 goals down to hold Rewa to a 2-all draw last night. Here are the goals from that match.
Verovo looks at his option with a through pass, a neat one it is to Savenada Nakalevu, and Nakalevu cuts it back infield and following through, and Rewa have opened the account. A mistake in defense, and Rewa have opened the account as Savenada Nakalevu will be, let's see who will be credited to, across to Misal and Dronimbaka. Used from the far side, comes in a good one, and Verovo following in, lurking in. The Bar defenders were watching. And you got Shamil Rao also. So Avinash Swami They leave it for Shamil Rao. And they got one back, an own goal that will be off Lori Mandao. Dondro from that far touchline side turns and drives. Dummied on, finding Avinash Swami. Avinash from the broadcast touchline side. And Avinash Swami has equalized. And in the 41st minute of play, he drove it low. He drove it well and truly low.
Minister for Youth and Sports, Lesenia Tuitumbo, officially opened the Fiji FAC tournament yesterday. Tuitumbo thanked Fiji FA for organizing such tournaments, which helps in people of all walks of life coming together. The sports minister did raise concerns on our national team's world ranking, though.
Growing concern regarding the drastic descent of Fiji in FIFA world rankings that we all aware of it. Over the years, our standing has fallen far short of our expectation. So I hope the continuous development and the continuous tournament that we conduct in football will help raise our ranking.
Fiji football is currently ranked 186th in the world. Organizers of the Suva Marathon are happy with the turnout at their build-up events. With 4 weeks left for the main event, another build-up race was held today. Rohit Deo with the story.
Enthusiasts from all walks of life turned up in Suva to test their timing for the annual event next month.
Since we had the billboards up in Samambula and Nandi and Flagstaff, we've noticed a big spike in interest and in entries. We've already got, I think, over 300 online entries. We've got nearly 100 people coming in from overseas to run both the marathon and the half marathon. So we're very pleased with how things are going at the moment, because we've still got another 4 weeks to go before we have the race.
The Suva Marathon has grown in numbers over the past 2 years, and organizers are happy that more youth are getting involved in the events.
If you've been walking around the seawall or running around the seawall over the past few weeks, you would have seen a lot more people running as they build up to either doing the 8K time trial or most of them doing the 21K. So, as you say, keeping youths, if you like, out of the nightclubs, that's one thing. And in fact, I was speaking to a couple of youngsters at the 2.5K mark who wondered what was going on, and they're going to be quite keen to enter as well. So it's really gratifying how it's going.
More than 1,000 athletes are expected to participate in this year's marathon on the 23rd of July. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Brazilian international Gabriel Medina has scooped the Fiji leg of the Samsung Galaxy World Surfing League. This is the second time the world number 2 has won the Fiji Pro. Medina defeated Australian Matt Wilkinson in the final on Cloudbreak.
I must thank the people of Tavaroa and Namotu for looking after all our guests in this country. Vinawailu, thank you very much. And to all of you that were here as competitors, I hope you were treated well. Please, always remember, treat this place like your home, because this is your home. And I wish you all well in your travels from here and onwards. I hope you had a wonderful stay. And thank you to the organizers for, once again, showing the rest of the world what Fiji has.
Wilkinson is currently the world number 1 on the WSL. Cloudy periods with few showers were experienced over Lau and Lomaiviti group, the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands as well. Fine weather was experienced elsewhere today. Now, warm temperatures prevailed in most places, with Nandi and Lambasa hitting 32 degrees, while Suva was a low of 27. Tomorrow's forecast is for cloudy conditions in Suva, Lambasa and Savu-Savu. Fine weather should prevail elsewhere. The outlook for Monday: some showers over the Lau and Lomaiviti group, the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands as well. Elsewhere, isolated afternoon or evening showers are expected. Recapping our headlines. A handful of drug farmers in Navosa and their wives have been arrested for threatening police officers. A Russian couple who own a farm in the Nosori Highlands have been missing for 3 days. And Waimaro Nursing Station reopens 4 months after TC Winston damage. Now, for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. We move on to this week's poll question. Do you think some overseas media are biased while reporting on Fiji? To answer, visit our FBC website. Do send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizens@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News, and if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Good night.
Tua, ongonia saurara, ondo wul tagi chungana TV ni na market e tawa. Ondo talita kana warongana Bula FM number 2 na sir.
Bula mana viti, na ko plasio matairi, ngon mai na na bula tabiuni, au satu ko nanti, ondo talita ina warongo na Bula FM. Bula!
Bula FM number 2 na sir.